Sunstate are looking while one of their players was given a foul to reform and sent from track. It's good to see the rules at play. Hopefully I played it as well as I heard it. Collected into the middle to discuss the potential outcome of that appeal. So just for those that missed it, Sunstate looking for a late call on the Sunstate. Okay, so period 1, Jam 9 official review underway. Sunstate Roller Derby looking to call a late penalty on a VRDL blocker for a blocking out of play during a no-pack situation. For those that may have missed it due to the intermittent broadcasting, I don't have my own voice in my own ears. I think it's only you that deserve to be punished. I'm just waiting for that outcome. Official review for this half. Meanwhile, now punching on to Jam number 10, period 1 here at Sunstate Roller Derby versus Victorian Roller Derby League Game 14, Division 1 of the Tropicarnage Cup, which is the 11th Tropicarnage Cup. For those that join us late, for those that have been here the whole time, it's just like watching sunrise and hearing the news every 20 minutes. All right, number 21 jamming Vanessa Shredgrave for VRDL against Beats 0 for Sunstate. Beats are playing some lovely strength work and pushing through for lead jammer. Meanwhile, the Sunstate pivot has been sent to the bin for a penalty, and now both players out. Shred's coming round, putting on some pressure, and the call from the bench to call. Beautifully done for a 4-to-donut advantage. End of period 1, Jam 10, Sunstate Roller Derby 94, Victorian Roller Derby League 14. I'd like to thank all of our sponsors. I have no idea who they are or if we have any, but definitely sitting here at the QRDL events, the leagues, it's a fantastic opportunity to see a lot of amazing roller derby here in Queensland. Sunstate pivot now back on track. VRDL player and 2 Sunstate players sitting in the box. Lead jammer has been awarded to Sunstate. Both players now grinding away. Tinker Hell with lead jammer status. Let's see. It's the bench slowly emptying. Correction, penalty box slowly emptying. And a lot of hitting going on. 3 points picked up there for Sunstate. Lovely work by Tink to 0. So a hard working jam. Always good to get lead and then put back through the washing machine. So Sunstate now sitting on 97, Victorian Roller Derby League 14. All right, number 91, Booty up against 0-8 Pulp Friction here in Jam number 12. A lot of hard work going on, and Sun State Jammer has been sent to the bin. Lead has been awarded to Pulp Friction, who's made their way through the entire pack, getting the call now to just run from the bench. And Pulp through beautifully on the outside line there for 4 points. Okay, 2 Sun State blockers both standing in the box preparing to return to track. Pulp through for a second 4. So Sun State's Jammer now back on track. And Booty finally out on their initial. Okay, penalty box is now emptied, and as expected, a quick call off. Looks as though a nice snipe at the back. No, they didn't manage to pick up the knot points, as they didn't pass successfully any other upright inbounds Jammer on track prior to the whistles going through. A lovely 10-point jam there, bringing Victorian Roller Derby up to 24 points. Sun State Roller Derby still on 97. Okay, VRDL Shreds up against Sun State Roller Derby Beats. And another official timeout has been called. Unfortunately, I'm now tethered to the laptop and can't run out and find out what's going on, but definitely a meeting between both benches. Appears to be some clear instructions in relation to actions on the track. All right, so prior to the start of Jam 13, Sun State Roller Derby on 97, Victorian Roller Derby League on 24. Penalty box is empty, both teams on track. All right, today allegedly we have a high of 26 planned with a 100% no chance of rain. The official opinion from the floor is it's more like 30 and it's stinking hot, which is great. Our game for East Coast versus Tweed Valley Rollers Div 2 will be later on this afternoon at 3 o'clock when the humidity probably decides to rise. Meanwhile, back on track, Jam 13 underway in now. Shreds versus Beats. And Shreds, lovely pressure, forcing their way straight through the pack for lead Jammer. Already coming back in on this throwing pass. Fantastic jump there and straight through. Some fantastic blocking play there. 666 Boss being sent to the bin. It looks for a blocking out of play penalty. Blocking out of play was called. They immediately relented pressure, but still being pressed against, but then appeared to have counter-blocked. Should have created that decision. Initiating a fresh block in those occasions is where the penalty does come from. Beats trying to come up on the inside line, but rectifying a possible cut. And the instruction to call just in time. Nice attempt for a snipe on the outside line by Shreds, but unsuccessful. So it's an 8-all jam. Sun State Roller Derby 105, Victorian Roller Derby League 32. Now we have 91 Booty versus 78 Kaiju. Lovely strong start by both jammers. Booty successfully through, maintaining her footwork there and pushing through. For those listening at home, I'm your commentator Rogue Trooper. I play for East Coast Roller Derby. I'm at my 7th, 8th-ish year in Derby. I always look forward to the opportunities to come in and support in any other role I can in relation to QRDL events and starting my commentary path. So if you love it, send us a like. If you don't, send us 2 likes, because that's how it's done. Booty on the inside line there. Beautiful pressure. Kaiju yet to escape the clutches of the Sun State pack. Okay, Sun State return to full strength with the return of their last blocker from the penalty box. Booty putting up some lovely pressure against Possum Riot, holding that block to the nth degree. And Booty now looking to the bench for a call. Meanwhile, that looks like squeals from Sun State being sent to the bench. Penalty box, should I say. All right, Kaiju now with the helmet cover off. Both jammers now being held by very strong packs. Pack is all, and that's the end of Jam 14. So 8 points, correction, 11 points to 0 in favour of Sun State Roller Derby for that jam. The crowd showing their appreciation for the large amount of hard work being done by both players. So VRDO held on their initial. So Sun State Roller Derby now 116 to Victorian Roller Derby League 32 at the end of Jam 14. Now we have Pulp Friction up against Tinker Hell from Sun State. And again a large double pack forming. Some very, very strong walls from both teams. Looks as though they've pushed up to a smush. Some very, very strong blocking work. Pulp meanwhile punching through, and lead just awarded to Tinks. However, Pulp coming through to try and snatch the front advantage and called off in their dust. It's a double donut. Jam. Oh, nope. It's a 4-0 jam. I must have blinked and missed those points coming up. Good thing I look over my shoulder and check the scoreboard. It's been a very long day in Derby land. No, that has been removed. It was a scoreboard error. So 116 Sun State Roller Derby, Victorian Roller Derby League 32. I thought I was watching the same game, but I was unsure. All right, Shreds up against Beats. Fantastic smile there to the bench for Vanessa Shedgrave. So they punch through for their first 4 points. And a quick call off just to maintain those points advantage. 4-0. Okay, just having a quick look at the penalty box. Looks as though we have Goose for Sun State standing in there. I recognise all of those numbers. Nagusa. So that's a 4-3 pack advantage to Victorian Roller Derby. And we have 91 Booty Sun State up against 08 Pulp Friction from VRDL. And Goose returns to track. Meanwhile, Booty out the front for a quick lead. Pack sitting on the apex. And Booty deciding to come through the pack backwards and getting a good hard run from the VRDL pivot, and instructed from the bench to quickly call that one off. All right, now we have a team timeout for VRDL. 4 minutes 56 remaining in the first period of game 14 over here in the Div 1 track 2. So a quick shout out to all our fans at home. If you really want to come on down, see the finals, or come on up, or come on over for our NZ support and those around the world, and come and have a look at our finals games on Monday. It's a public holiday here, and with daylight savings you'll be saving heaps of time. Okay, that timeout is now turned into an official review. I shall find myself a roving reporter and go and have a listen. All right, just so you're aware, it was an official review sought by VRDL for a late cut on White Jammer. It was only 4 points in the game, but they were seeking to start this jam with a power jam. Unfortunately, it was unsuccessful. So as we head into Jam 18 with scores at Sun State Roller Derby 120 to Victorian Roller Derby League 36, we have on track number 21, Vanessa Shedgrave up against 815, Tinker Hell. Tinker looking up on the inside line, and now with only 2 blockers to beat out the front, which has slowly turned into 3. The reforming is magnificent from these teams. It's still anybody's lead. And Tink sent to the bin. Lead still open. And a lovely slip pass there by Shreds to take lead jammer with a power jam advantage, and Sun State with 1 extra in the bin. It's a 4-3 pack advantage. It sounds good on paper, but it really hurts on track when you're the one trying to get through it. And now Shreds with a penalty. If I was younger and faster, I could have probably seen what the call was. So now we have the power jam advantage to... No, it's been an additional now penalty sent back the other way. So Tinker Hell and Shreds playing tag in the box. So Shreds now returning to track for their 2-minute jam. All the points up for grabs. And some very messy but strong pack work from both sides. Both jammers now back on track. And Tink's coming up from behind. And through for initial helmet cover now on. No lead to be awarded for this one. Tink's hitting the pack at speed with time running out. Unfortunately not quick enough to get through to score any points. 4 being called for VRDL from their grinding work at the back. Always nice when you can snag points when you're dying in the pack. Okay, moving on to Jam 19. It's Pulp versus Beats. And lead awarded to Beats, who's managed to muscle their way through the top of the pack. All the love coming back onto the Sun State Dramas as Beats returns through for their scoring pass. Successfully hops through on the outside line. Meanwhile, Pulp being put through the grinder, pushed out and run back. Some good old-time derby there occurring. Blatten and Bones making Pulp regret their life choices of putting on the star and alternating there beautifully. With 180 SX to keep that rotation going. Meanwhile, Beats coming through for their third scoring pass. And a helmet cover pass successfully carried off by VRDL to start putting pressure on, and a quick call off in the back there. And that's Quimby celebrating not having to do large amounts of skating, or perhaps putting on a sufficient pressure to cause that call off to occur. All right, so 12-point jam in favour of Sun State Roller Derby, who are now sitting on 132 to Victorian Roller Derby League's 40. Period 1, jam 20 now underway. So that's Kaiju trying to get through on the outside up against Booty, who's zip-zapping at the back end of the track. Both packs doing amazing amounts of work. Fortunately, both fans working today here at the far end of the stadium, so there's a nice breeze for us. Not too cold. I'm quite sure the benches feel entirely differently. Okay, 15 seconds remaining in period 1, slowly ticking out 1 minute 20 in the jam. Neither team with any lead at this time. Both packs grinding very hard at full spread. Looks as though there's a penalty at the back. Multiplayer up against the VRDL pivot. Beats Memo still pushing in against that 3-wall. Absolute grinding. The period clock winds down, 50 seconds in the jam. Booty comes through for lead jammer. Opportunity to get a handful of points before we go into half-time. And that's it. Intermission. All right, we'll be back in 15 minutes. Sun State Roller Derby 132, Victorian Roller Derby League 40. Thanks to Tenacious T for the amazing camera work. We'll keep that going. I'm Rogue Trooper, your commentator. You can always put me on mute. All right, 1 minute 49 left in intermission between the Sunstate Roller Derby versus Victorian Roller Derby League, Game 14, Division 1 here on Track 2 at Tropicarnage Cup, the 11th Tropicarnage Cup here in sunny Queensland, Australia. Just a quick look through the penalties for the teams. We have a few sitting on zeros. The most we have is a couple of threes. So Sunstate Roller Derby, Rattling Bones sitting on 3, along with SX on 3, a handful of 2s and 1s all the way through, and only a couple with clean sheets. Meanwhile, for VRDL, we have Anna Pavuova on 3 penalties, a fistful of everybody else on 2s, and it looks as though Quinby also on 3 penalties. The only clean sheeters are Director of Mayhem, Iron Thighs, Smash Mouse for Sunstate, and for VRDL, Pulp Friction, great to see, Smackaron, 222, who I don't have on my sheet, 2627, Hells Yeah, also with a clean sheet, and Kaiju. So mostly jammers running pretty clean after, of course, those couple of exchanges with Booty. And the Victorian Derby jammer whose name escapes me is being spoken to in the background. All right, so we have 10 seconds to go before the restart of the clock. Penalties all quite low and looking quite tame. It's a fantastic game of derby. We're sitting at 26 degrees outside, but lovely and cool here inside the stadium at Mount Warren Park, Beenleigh, which is part of the Logan district, which is a city. It's not really Brisbane, but we say that to make it exciting. It looks as though we have for Sunstate 0 Beats up against 0-8 Pulp Friction. So period 2, Jam 1 coming up very shortly. All right, and Jam underway and Beats through lovely on the inside line. Pulp doing some hard work at the back. Beats Mimo coming back into the pack already. It's always great when it's short and fast, getting the wave on. Nice double hop from the outside and then recovering back on track, and a sly reverse panty pass, but squeals the pivot, seeing it coming and giving Anna a bit of a knock before they push through successfully and get the pursuit on. The call will come very shortly. I can hear it from here. An attempted snipe, possibly 1 point at the back. From my angle, it looked fantastic. And yes, that does appear. Oh, it looks as though they've picked up 2. So Victorian Roller Derby League, great steal there, snipe at the back for a 6-2 jam. Jam 1, period 2. It's taking Sunstate Roller Derby up to 138, Victorian Roller Derby League 42. Now on track, Booty versus Kaiju. Under starters orders now. And VRDL looking to put the squeeze on, but both packs separating quite quickly. And some strong driving at both ends. No pass, no penalty call. Booty out for lead. Meanwhile, 666 Boss being sent to the bin. Kaiju driving at the front of the pack, being held very nicely as Booty makes their way through for another pass. And now Kaiju through to apply the pressure. Waiting for a quick point snatch and call. And there it is. And a late multiplayer block going in for Payne from Victorian Roller Derby. Correction, Dane, Great Dane. I blame my age and my eyes and my memory. Those at home screaming along and typing madly. I don't have any access to the comments, so keep those coming. All right, period 2, Jam 3, Beats up against Shreds. 2 strong jammers. It's always a joy to watch Beats play. It's never great to watch it from on the track, as Squeals from Sunstate gets sent to the bin. So a 3-3 packs. And a lovely push through there by Shreds for lead jammer. Beats in hot pursuit, having done a small apex jump on the inside line. And hitting the pack hard and fast. No call being done. An attempted apex jump on the inside by Beats, unsuccessful. As the penalty box is slowly clear, Squirrel's getting ready to come back on. The RDL looking to keep the track running. Taking the opportunity to gain points back. Penalty boxes are now clear. Beats slowly being recycled yet again. And finally through. And the jam is done. Victorian Roller Derby picking up 9 points. Sun State Roller Derby 6. Victorian Roller Derby League now on 51 points, starting to mount a comeback. Sun State Roller Derby on 150. So period 2, jam 4. Here in the Div 1 game, game 14. We have Pulp Fiction versus Booty. Booty looking on the outside line. Lovely little dance. Attempted push out there by VRDL Walls, but unsuccessful. She maintains her track position, pushes through for lead jammer. Pulp trying to go the same pathway and encountering a bit of fair resistance. Booty with some lovely cutting and footwork, weaving her way majestically through the pack. But unfortunately, picking up, it appears to be a low block penalty, or possibly a high block. Unsure from this angle. I will go with high block. They're only little. So lead still open at this time as an opportunity for Pulp, who is doing their darndest. And successfully through. Oh, correction. No lead awarded. So lead earned and lost. Sometimes blinking is all it takes to miss what's going on track. Our Booty now back on track and making the most of the opportunity to push her way through the outside of the pack. And coming in for a scoring pass. So it'll be a 2-minute jam. Booty successfully skipping past the inside line blockers. So Bleedo caught just slightly short with the butt. And coming through for another 4. Looks like a blocking out of bounds there from the 273, but not called. They had a foot astride the line and applied the body. And Pulp coming through. Okay, 5 seconds remaining in the jam. Instruction from the bench to keep skating for Booty, but to take a bit of a breather at the same time and not call it, allowing Pulp to get worked through the machine. And a fantastic 16-point jam to 4 in favour of Sun State Roller Derby. And another official timeout called. Refs being recalled to the middle. So period 2, jam 4, 166 Sun State Roller Derby to 56 for Victorian Roller Derby League. She'll float over and see what the Zebras are doing. Okay, word from the bench. We have a medical timeout called the official review. There's only one medic present in the building at the moment, so one of the VRDL players getting some attention at this time, and officials waiting for a second medic to attend the bench to ensure that we have all our obligations met. I'm not sure which player at this time. Meanwhile, back on track, start of Jam 5. We have 78 Kaiju up against 815 Tinker Hell. Okay, Kaiju looking to work the way through the inside of the pack and now doing the outside grind. And Tink's sitting at the back, Kaiju being run back. Bit of whistle bleed causing some temporary confusions as 4 whistles are called from the track behind us. Meanwhile, Tinks is through on their scoring pass from their initial. Working their way now through the RDL packs. And Kaiju now through after some very, very hard work and a quick call off there by Tinker Hell. From here it appears to be a 3-point jam to 0. Taking Sun State Roller Derby 169, Victorian Roller Derby League 56, period 2, jam 5. Okay, coming up to jam number 6 on track, Beats versus Shreds. So in the white, 0 Beats versus in the blue, 2-1 Vanessa Shredgrave. Lovely strong drive up the inside by Shreds, but Beats out tight behind them, and a fierce chase coming on now. Always good to see Beats at full speed. And a quick call off ensues before there's any contact, and of course a lovely hand tap there between both jammers, admiring each other's strength and perseverance. So a double donut jam. Right, and for jam number 7, period 2, Booty from Sun State up against Kaiju from VRDL. Both walls at full strength. Penalty box is currently clear. Oh, fantastic work on the outside there by Booty, but unfortunately picked up at the last second with a bit of a sacrificial hit from Smackaron. Definitely smacked her off of the track. Booty, of course, yielding to the entire pack to make sure there's no issues with any potential cuts, and then works their way through to earn lead jammer. Kaiju still working through and now out. Oh no, it's from a star pass to their pivot. And an attempted snipe there at the back. I believe that's Anna. Okay, but unsuccessful on the snipe. 2-0 jam. Yes, it was Anna. Paved you over, took the star pass to apply pressure to call that jam off quickly. So Sun State Roller Derby now 171, Victorian Roller Derby League 56. And on track, Vanessa Shedgrave versus Beats. And once again the grind happens, but Beats successfully driving their way through the top. Shreds recovering from being knocked off track on the inside line there to avoid any potential cut penalty. Beats into the back of Victorian Derby players. Counter-directional penalty, however, awarded to Susie Rutland Bones of Sun State. Beats through on the scoring pass and given the keep go ahead. The bench has only just noticed that Shreds is now out. And of course a quick call off ensues. And just picking up the 1 point for that. So 5-0 jam, Sun State Roller Derby 176, VRDL 56. All right, so on the left in white, 91 Booty for Sun State. On the left, 08 in blue, Pulp Friction. Susie Rattlin Bones from Sun State still in the bin, so a 4-3 pack advantage to VRDL. But some lovely work being done at the back there by the Sun State blockers. Now getting a little bit of attention from VRDL's O. Booty meeting something, encountering some resistance, but a lovely roll through to the inside and out for lead jammer as Rattlin Bones returns to track and Snackeron takes a seat in the penalty box of VRDL. Booty met with some strong contact and a beautiful side slip through. It's great when you can take a hit and dodge a hit in the same move. Everybody has different expectations of what's about to occur. A jammer's dream. And a successful star pass for VRDL and a quick call off in the back. The disappointed faces. As once again Anna Pavey over. Pavey gets a star pass, but no points. I'm not sure if it's a point of pride for pivots to take points. I know sometimes in our team our pivots do more work than us jammers, but we don't really mind until it's massively different. All right, Tinker Hell for Sun State up against Kaiju from BRDL here at the top of Jam 10 Period 2. For those just joining us, it's Game 14, Division 1 of Queensland Roller Derby League's Tropicarnage Cup here in sunny Queensland. Sun State Roller Derby versus Victorian Roller Derby League. It's Sun State versus the Thunder. Lovely work there by Tink to get lead. Pushing now through on their scoring pass. A small apex hop on the inside. Picking up 4 points. Kaiju with their helmet cover off, working their way through the back end of the pack for Sun State. Bean dip on the outside. Tink's pushing through. Pack's being held very long. And blocking out a play penalty sent against Sun State. A very long pack being held now. Tink waiting for an out of play call and successfully giving those sad eyes to the refs in the middle and earning one. And now a call off. So Great Dane heading to the bin. Quinby with a star pass coming round as jammer and being sent home with no points from that lovely call off. All right, Period 2, Jam 10, Sun State Roller Derby 192, Victorian Roller Derby League 56. This is for those listening at home, not those with the opportunity to read it in the corner of the screen. 5 seconds to go. Beats up against Shreds. It's been a lot of action today. The score does not ever reflect the game on track. Sometimes it's a surprise to all teams. Beats now pushing through for lead jammer. And Shreds pushing their way through now. Sun State's now cleared the penalty box and a lovely call off with a 4-point jam there. So with a 4-3 pack advantage going into the top of Jam 12. You see Great Dane there having a chat to their bench, letting them know how much time they have left remaining. And now we have Booty for Sun State up against Pulp Friction for VRDL. 5 seconds to go, start Jam 12, Period 2. 15 minutes, 35 left in the game, so still a fair amount of time to get some work done. Booty all the way out the front, working hard. Great Dane returning to track and applying some surprise O. Pulp unable to capitalise as Booty makes their way through and coming in now for their scoring pass. See Squeals being sent to the bin for out of play action there. So Sun State pivot in the bin and Pulp coming through now off their initial and waiting for a call off. Just having a quick chat to Booty to ask them to call it as they're coming in. Lovely bit of jammer etiquette there, save everybody's legs. All right, so 3 points there for Sun State for that jam, taking them up to 199. Victorian Roller Derby League now with a solid 56. Back on track in blue, Kaiju jamming for VRDL. up against Tinker Hell for Sun State Derby. Sun State's pivot is in the bin at the moment. VRDL at full strength. One body on track, but it's their jammer. Getting caught up in the mess there, brushing themselves off and returning into the back. Kaiju looks uninjured and slightly unimpressed. Definitely the warmth in this part of the world will be starting to come into play slowly. It does cause a fair amount of fatigue on track. If you aren't used to it, we'll take the advantages where we can. Squirrels now rolling through as pivot, applying some O for Tink at the back. And at the top end, Kaiju still being held very strongly by a 2-ball from Sun State. You definitely see Indigo Fury in there. Very, very strong legs. Feet still moving, so no stop blocks eligible. It looks as though VRDL are driving their wall slowly backwards to break the pack. No, it might just be the sheer amount of pressure that they're applying. Yeah, it's the sheer amount of pressure they're applying at both ends. That pack being stretched ultra thin. Penalty box clear, both teams now at full strength, so I dare say there'll be some stronger at the back. Further opportunity to bridge. A lot of mess being made now. Trying to get Tinker Hell out of the back of that pack for VRDL. And solid grind. So Iron Thighs now from Sun State being sent to the bin. And lead jammer finally awarded there to Kaiju. Not much energy left, unfortunately. 7 seconds left in the jam, maybe an opportunity to snipe a quick point. They're going to give it their all, and just see whether those hips went before that foot rolled out. Initials for both teams, so no points scored. A hard-earned donut, double donut. Sun State Roller Derby still held on 199. Victorian Roller Derby on 56. Both teams celebrating hard for the sheer amount of effort between both teams. Okay, period 2, jam 14. We have Beats up against Shreds. Fresh legs, both sides. Let's see what happens. Shreds looking on the inside. And a charge here by Rattling Bones to put that shoulder in, but Shreds through nicely. And no pass, no penalty, so lead not awarded. So lead is still open at this time for Sun State, but they've gone with helmet cover off. And Beats now through. So it's a 2-minute jam. Lead unable to be awarded. A no pass, no penalty from VRDL and a removal of helmet cover by a jammer to disallow Sun State the same opportunity. Beats staying strong on the inside as they have Bleeder thrown at them by Great Dane and coming through. Meanwhile, Muffane is heading to the bin. Oh, Muffin, could it be? I'll have to learn some names at some stage. I do apologise. All right, Great Dane back to the bin 2 now, in the bin for VRDL, giving a 4-2 pack advantage. Both jammers out on a 2-minute jam. Beats versus Shreds. 8-4 the point spread at the moment for Sun State and VRDL, and scoring pass there again for Beats. The bench slowly empties. There's 30 seconds remaining in this jam. 10 minutes, 20 seconds remaining in this game, period 2. Beats relentless in their pressure forward, fixing up a possible cut there. Fantastic work. Starting to get to be a very long day in Derby. Points going either way. Beats and Shreds both on scoring runs. 16-8 in Sun State's favour at this time. 2 seconds. And we're done. All right, a 16-8 point jam, taking Sun State Roller Derby over to 215 points. Victorian Roller Derby 64. Here at Game 14, Div 1, Sun State Roller Derby versus VRDL, Victorian Roller Derby League. On the track now in the left in white, Booty, number 91 for Sun State, and in the blue, Pulp Friction 08 for VRDL. For those with black and white TVs, it's the tall one and the not as tall one. And Booty out for a lovely lead. Pulp Friction meanwhile applying the body at the front end of the pack, punching their way through. And out finally, Booty meanwhile mixing it up, getting those points. And through, a quick call off being summoned from the bench. No opportunity to shank points for Pulp there. Sun State giving up a one-person pack advantage, with a player being sent to the bin just before the end of that jam, but them opting to take that point advantage at this time. All right, jam 16 waiting to go underway. We have Shreds on the left versus Tinker Hell in the white on the right. And if you're watching this on your cheap monitors at home, the darker coloured ones with the big V's on the front, them's the Victorian team. Some nice strong pack work coming up to the top of the apex area there, turn 1, 2. Both packs at full strength and a lot of grinding going on. Two bodies in the middle. And beautiful work. Lead has been awarded to Sun State by a whisker. Tink following Shreds around the track, waiting for the bench to call. The packs are going to get people some exercise. Everyone's trying to slow down now, drawing that pack out nice and strong. And a call off as they've worked their way through their own players. Lovely work there by Tinks. Nothing hurts more than seeing those opportunities for points dry up in front of you. All right, so welcome to the Queensland Roller Derby Leagues, game 14. I believe this is a sanctioned bout. All the sanctioning paperwork was put in for the main Woofter teams who are competing today. So Sun State Roller Derby sitting on 219 points, up against Victorian Roller Derby League, the Thunder, on 64. There's a team timeout has been called by Sun State. Finally I get it right because I can see the track caller in position signalling all the good things. And the lineup clock now kicking off, both teams back on track. We have Beats in the white, 0 for Sun State, up against Pulp Friction in the blue, 0-8 for VRDL. 4-3 pack advantage to VRDL at this time, and probably for another good 20 odd seconds. Pulp rolling the body in and around, work their way through those larger Sun State blockers, and now looking for some assistance from their O, but gets a tap out. Recovers quickly enough that they're not run back, however, caught yet again. Fantastic work and a bean dip. Pulp Fiction through for lead jammer. Beats meanwhile still working at the back. Helmet cover off. And grinding through. Okay, both packs at even strengths, and like loves like, a quick call off for VRDL to disallow any opportunity for point scoring for Sun State. 4-0 jam there in favour of Victorian Roller Derby League, taking them up to 68 points to Sun State Roller Derby's 219. So here in sunny Queensland, without still sitting on 26 degrees because I haven't refreshed my phone for a while. Lovely dry hot day, 91. Booty up against 21 shreds. And Booty whips through the pack beautifully, cleanly, and back in already by the time I've seen it for their scoring pass. Penalties still ticking slowly through on both teams. Booty looking to the inside line and making a lovely little hop through. Getting the continue going signal from the bench. And a completed star pass for VRDL, and yet again called off in the back. Quinby once again sent home with no lunch. So an 8-point jam in favour of Sun State Roller Derby, 227. VRDL Thunder, 68. And some grooving team timeout music being called in the middle. It's Young Man YMCA happened on there. YMCA by the Village People. Unfortunately, you can't hear it, but we can. All teams grooving along, and some fantastic work there from our official in the track, calling the team timeout with great rhythm and excitement. Because it's fun to stay at the where? YMCAA. I'd sing along, but nobody deserves that. You get less for war crimes or high blocking forearms. All right, returning back to track. Game 14, Div 1. Sun State Roller Derby VRDL. Beats versus Kaiju. Starting to learn everybody's names. Meanwhile, the party continues on track 1. They're still dancing to that music here on track 2. Jam 19, period 2 is underway. And beats through once again. Strong work there. And a lovely hot track for lead jammer. Good solid body contact. And then a step and a hop through for 4 points. Okay. Muffin is in the bin. And of course, a rocking star pass. Pavey coming round once again and being given the opportunity to go home with nothing. And Beats picking up an additional 4 points for an 8-0 jam. Sun State Roller Derby 235. Victorian Roller Derby League 68. Okay, period 2 of this game 14 Div 1 game here at the 11th Tropicarnage Cup in Queensland, Australia. We have Booty versus Pulp Friction. Booty just softly rolling along the outside of the track, taking all the hits, floating on and off at will, and now grinding away and through for lead jammer at the top. Pulp meanwhile being ground at the back end, winning the war of attrition by penalties. As another Sun State blocker is sent to the bin. Booty meanwhile weaving their way through. And Pulp is out. I dare say there'll be a call off in the next 5 seconds or so. And there it is. At least they stopped next to the benches this time to save the legs. Fantastic. All right, so that's a 4-0 jam. Sun State 239 to Victorian Roller Derby League 68, and another team timeout called as the Venga bus is going in the background. It's all my favourites, you just can't hear them. And unfortunately, due to copyright issues, we can't always play them. So apologies here, but enjoy the team dancing. Because we like to party. We like to party. Shreds just warming up on track there, up against Beats. Some happy discussions going on. The benches are going wild because they've got something to tell you. They've got something to say. The bingo bus is coming. It's just around the corner. All right, 5 seconds. Jam 21 underway, period 2. It's a 4-3 pack advantage. Correction, a 3-3 pack split. Even Beats out on lead. The packs are slowly doing their own things, and a quick call off there, keeping VRDL scoreless but not styleless. Some fantastic dancing and movements there from both benches as Sun State push ahead now to 243 against the Thunder's 68. Some very, very strong track work and play going on as we look back to track. The start of Jam 22 with 2 minutes 45 left in the game. Kaiju on the left versus Booty on the right. Nice quick hop there. I thought it may have been ahead of the whistle, but officials disagree with my inability to know what the rules are. As Booty comes through, lovely weave through for picking up 4 points. Penalty box slowly emptying. One more VRDL player to return to track, now standing. Both packs now at full strength. And another run back, helmet cover off, and it looks as though Kaiju is taking the time to have a breath. Always important to refocus during a game with that much pressure going on. Booty being run out quite high. Almost a pack destruction there. There was some lucky timing, or should I say some awesome track awareness to maintain that advantage for as long as possible. Nice strong grind, and that's the Jam. 8 points to Sun State Roller Derby, 251 to Victorian Roller Derby League 68. Another timeout being called at this time. There's a minute 27 left in the Jam. Okay, Sun State Roller Derby taking the opportunity to use their official review as a timeout just to get everybody settled. Meanwhile, Pulp Friction on the left jamming for VRDL with Beats on the right. Number 0 for Sun State. We Like to Party still pumping in the background on the main track, track 1. That music bleed, of course, occurring here on track 2. Official timeout still sitting with a minute 20 to go. The game with a minute 27 to go. We've just finished period 2, Jam 22. Sun State with a commanding lead. But all players definitely looking as though they are happy to be here. But who doesn't love a good game of derby? Don't forget to stay tuned for later action. Game 15 coming up. Unfortunately, I don't have the paperwork to tell you what it is, so as excited as I am to share it with you, I don't think it's going to happen. And as I flick casually through, no, it's not. So it'll be a mystery for all of us, so make sure you do come back and have a listen. Meanwhile, back here on track 2 with a minute 27 left in the game, it's Pulp Friction versus Beats. Both teams at full strength on the track. Beats once again with the strong grind up onto the Thunder pack, now getting some nice quick O and pushing through on the inside for lead jammer. Fantastic hit there, knocking the top off that 3-wall. And I intercept, yes. A lovely apex jump on the inside for 4 points. Now lining up, I reckon, the next corner. The eyes are open, the body is willing. But Viadia will have none of it, and the grind is on. 44 seconds remaining in the jam. Beats looking for instructions from the bench, but happy to do the grind. 1 minute remaining in the jam as Pulp gets through, and the quick call off being summoned. 25 seconds remaining. Conversations being had at the bench. There's an official review in progress. Await one. All right, so an official review has been called by the Thunder looking for a penalty on the white jammer for an apex jump. They claim that their blocker 4000 Pavey was ahead of the track with their arm extended into the inside of the track, presenting a legal blocking area, and that the white jammer has then jumped into the air and caused a jumping contact into another player before landing in track, gaining an advantage and 4 points. So it'll be interesting to see the outcome of that one. They are claiming that Pavey had their arm extended prior to the jammer taking their jump. Unfortunately, the result just in that review was unsuccessful. That's what happens when people do things during that thing, what's it called, a jam. All right, so that official review unsuccessful for VRDL, and they lose that one. There is Jam 24, Period 2 being lined up right now, and it looks as though we're going to have Booty up against Shreds for the last jam of the game. Lovely race through, Shreds with lead, Booty hot in behind them, always great. I'm sure they're having conversation, Booty maintaining that inside line and then taking the lead position on track only. Waiting to see, and all packs running, Booty on the outside, and a solid hit from the RDL's pivot. Picks up at the knot point as they remain off track. And it looks as though they're going to run it as long as they can. Some wonderful pressure being applied by Sunstate out the front there. And both teams now cheering madly on the sidelines as we're going to run it, I dare say, for as long as we can. Fantastic work, and the pack just being run hard. Booty's still punching on. The crowd getting well and truly involved. As Shreds gets some beautiful offense there. It looks as though the Great Dane, but unsuccessful, waiting to see the call. And calling madly on the side are both OPRs, reflecting that signal. The Jam ref calling that one off for a 12-8 point Jam. The unofficial score now, Sun State Roller Derby 271 to Victorian Roller Derby League 76. So Sun State versus the Thunder, Game 14, Division 1 here on Track 2 at QRDL's Tropicarnage Cup. Spectators are lining up to give all the high fives. Both teams preparing to smile, and that is our final score. So thank you once again for joining us here on this cast. It's our Rogue Trooper out.